Johnny Rucker.
And I'm Becca Sanford.
And she's from College Station.
I am.
Where are you from?
Apparently.
And today we're talking to you about sin that makes us angry.
Mm-hmm.
And this is funny because it never used to bother me until I got married. I'm not calling out my husband, T. You can relax. Something clicked in my brain after we got married because the image that I always grew up expecting what marriage would be. I remember we were watching Scandal or watching some TV show, and I was livid that there were sex scenes on TV.
Yeah.
Like, no, we're married. We're not supposed to see other people having sex. As if you're supposed to see that before you're married.
Right.
Like, you're so not. Like, that's so not what it's called to be. But I get so angry till this day, and I wish this would have clicked in my head sooner, that you can't watch a TV show anymore without there being some sexual jokes or actual sex scenes or just all these sexual things. It's like we're so overwhelmed by it. And then what makes me even more angry is then that parents are talking to their kids about sex because they think they don't see it, as if it's not on commercials. I'm not going to get angry. It really makes me angry that there's so much sex on TV.
Yeah, no, me too. And I think because I have grown up in this culture, where it's literally everywhere. Like, it is literally everywhere. And it's like, I can't even watch a movie or get on the internet, like, now without there being
advertisements.
Like, literally it's everywhere. And I think that, people might be asking the question, well, why is this generation struggling with pornography? Or why is this generation struggling with, all these different things? And we're like, well, because it's everywhere, because it's so not hard to find. And it's funny that you say that because it makes me angry too, that is something that the Lord had created. I'm not married, but biblically, sex
I am,
is
and God created sex.
God created sex, and He created it to be good. And we, as a culture, as humans, as sinful people, have taken the idea of sex and we've twisted it. And for me, it doesn't really necessarily always have to be about sex. But I think that, for me, that's hard because this pornography culture and the culture of hookup culture and all these different things that are around my eyes every day, what makes me even more mad is that, yes, people are just being so exposed to it, and it's something that we have twisted and made just so evil. But also at the same time, it is changing the idea of people's idea of what true love looks like. I think
Absolutely.
people are lusting more than they are understanding what love looks like. And I think even just being, a 21-year-old person, it's hard to watch movies where, they meet one night, they have sex, and then obviously things don't work out, but they come back together and you're like, is that what it's
supposed to look like?
Right, because that looks really difficult, and I don't think you really want to be about that, and I think that the Lord created things like sex and created things like marriage for it to be good. I mean, obviously marriage is a symbol of Jesus and His people, but also at the same time, He has given us that to glorify Him well within the context of marriage. And I think that it's just interesting because it makes me mad that it's everywhere, and it's now skewing people's idea of what true love looks like, which can only be found in Jesus. But also at the same time, we're watching all these movies and all these different things to where when you get into a relationship where someone who does love the Lord so much tries to pursue you, you're kind of like, oh, but wait, this is kind of the only thing I've seen.
Right.
Exactly.
Seeing that constant image of unhealthy relationships when it's constantly revolving around sex, and that's what Satan does. Satan will take something that God created to be so awesome and so wonderful, and then he'll just try to distort it a little bit, just shift it a little bit so that you can't be fulfilled. Yeah. If he can make it about the physical aspect of sex, I love that we're talking about this. If he can make it about the physical aspect of sex, instead of the fact that it should be emotional and spiritual and mental, all bound together, then we're going to be coming up short. And how many people will have those experiences either alone or outside of marriage, and then they get to their marriage bed and they don't know what it's supposed to look like. And they don't know how to have sex the way that God intended for it to be. Mm-hmm. They don't know how to include their spirit because they've been suppressing their spirit and keeping their spirit so separate from anything sexual for so long, because everything we're exposed to shows us sex only in the physical, and that is not what sex is called to be. That's how you know I'm excited.
Oh, we are clapping and
That's
clapping.
not what sex is supposed to be. God called it for it to be so much bigger and so much better than all of that. And that just makes me very sad. And quick calling out for all the parents that are watching this. If we tell kids they're not allowed to watch this because this is for grown-ups, I want you to just imagine if Jesus was sitting next to you on the couch and he's a grown-up, would you feel just as comfortable watching that TV show? And I understand that it's hard to find something to watch on TV. I get it. It's gotten to the point that I only watch Family Feud. That's all I can watch without it being like constant F words and constant sex and constant whatever. And the only reason that I'm trying so hard to filter all of those things is because if I really, really want to get close to God, if I really want to pursue a deep relationship with him, a deeper understanding of his wisdom, of his love, of who God is, I have to create my own filter. And I have to choose the things that I want to allow in and the things that I'm going to allow myself to watch or listen to on the radio. And I get that's hard. I'm not asking you to do anything that I haven't personally done. I used to be the one singing Chingy and Nelly and Future and Lil Wayne and all those songs that say like lots of bad words, and I knew every word of every song. I'm not asking you to do something that I haven't also done. I get that it's hard, but we need to set a better example for the people that are around us. We need to set a better example for our kids that are growing up so they know how to create their own filters so that when their friend inevitably tries to show them porn, they know that's not what a relationship is supposed to look like. Yeah. They know they can set their own filter. They know to walk away, and they know how to walk away. And I'm not going to tell you how to tell them about that, because then that means you're not going to buy my book, and I want you to buy my book.
Buy the
Trauma
book,
Sensitive
guys!
Purity is on Amazon right now. Go check it out. Trauma Sensitive Purity by Gianni Rucker. It's $12 and shipping's like $3, so you should buy it.